the thing with brisket and ribs are another one that people have trouble with, is you got to get your temps high enough. You got to get your internal temp like over that 200 mark, 205, to tenderize it, to render everything down. Otherwise, you're just going to have a tough piece of meat.
What's up, everyone? It's the Talk About It podcast. I'm Lauren Fulmer.
I'm Victor Dantes.
We have another fun episode today, sitting down with Phil and Jo Hennenfent. How are you guys?
Good.
Well.
How are you guys?
Good. I'm excited for today. I usually get excited when I get a chance to eat some food that you've catered to an event or something, but I'm even more excited today to kind of talk about it. So,
Sure.
Appreciate you guys coming and sitting down with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Why don't you just start? Maybe give us a little intro. Who are you guys? And how'd you get here?
Oh boy, how we got here is quite a story. So 2012, I won a smoker on a radio station. It was a recipe contest with F95 and Thrushwood Farms at the time, and won this smoker. Didn't really smoke meat before. Grilled a little bit. I got to where I liked it, enjoyed it. I got good at it. People wanted to start buying it, and so 2014 we made it a business, and it worked out well. Joanna would just start nursing school, so this was going to be our side hustle. You know, it was going to be fine, and then it just exploded.
Yeah. It turned out I was getting home from clinicals and helping him, while he was at work, and I'd been up since 4 by that point, and just trying to get everything finished and cooked and prepped and ready to go, and it was crazy.
So how long till you had the next level smoker? You got this one that you won, but then...
It was probably 3 or 4 years till we upgraded smokers. I went full-time in 2017, and we probably upgraded to our big smoker just after that. Mm-hmm. And we've upgraded again since then. So.
Yeah. And you, like you said, previously never really messed with...
No, I'm 100% self-taught.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
He was a self-proclaimed foodie. I mean, he would always go somewhere and pick apart oh, I like this, but I don't like that, and that was okay, but this one was better. So he's always been a foodie.
Okay. Yeah. And then so you started putting this together. What was the first thing you really felt like, okay, I got this down as far as smoking? There's briskets, there's pulled pork. What was your first oh man?
So I actually won the contest with a stuffed pork chop recipe. That's what I won with. And that's pretty simple. Your hard ones anymore, there's a couple of them actually. Briskets like everybody's scared of, and I get it, it's expensive and it's a tough cut. Every brisket cooks a little different, kind of does its own thing. The thing with brisket and ribs are another one that people have trouble with, is you got to get your temps high enough. You got to get your internal temp like over that 200 mark, 205, to tenderize it, to render everything down. Otherwise, you're just going to have a tough piece of meat.
And that involves being patient, and that's hard for people because it'll sit there at 185 for hours. It'll just sit there, and you just have to wait and be patient.
It'll keep increasing?
So it'll just sit at the same temperature even for about an hour or two.
They call
sometimes.
it the stall.
It just sits there at the same temperature. You can crank up the temp on your smoker if you want, but that internal temp of your meat just kind of sits there for a while. It's just waiting to get over that hump before it finally, then all of a sudden it's going to increase. The temperature internally is going to increase really quickly, and then you're fine. Mm-hmm. But people have trouble being patient through the stall.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to make good ribs at home, but I don't have a smoker, how can I do it?
You don't want my answer to that.
I think most people don't have a smoker, right, at home.
Yeah,
most
don't.
Yeah.
Would you say the smoker is the secret, or
it's a big part.
Okay.
I've seen people take ribs and roll them up.
No, you're good.
And cook them in a crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've seen
I'm
that.
like,
I've
teach
done
their own.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's probably awesome.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be my thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's just particular.
Okay, what about air fryer? It wouldn't be.
So funny thing about us, and I think a lot of foodie people, is when we get done at the end of the day, I don't want to eat my food and I don't want to cook. We don't want to cook for just the two of us.
Yeah. Yep.
So we throw stuff in the air fryer, or we eat out all the time.
So. But yeah, air fryer stuff is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
It can
It's
I
kinda
like
like
everything.
I've
Vegetables, potatoes.
Yes,
you can throw
everything.
anything in there
Yep.
to be done.
Absolutely.
It's an easy cleanup.
Yep.
I get it.
Probably the thing I use the most at my house is the air fryer.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
everything in there.
And here's one throwing back a little bit, but the pizzazz. I like the pizzazz. It's again, it's easy.
Yeah. I never got to own one of those, but I'm very I did see them.
It's a throwback.
Yeah, I'm a crock pot
Yeah.
machine. I mean,
Okay.
especially like I said, I'll like to just throw something in there and I can eat it for the next 2-3 days,
Yep.
quick, easy. I stay on the run, so just
Yep.
to be able to grab a container of it and eat it is so clutch for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. That's usually like fall time. People
Yes.
switched. That's when our food truck just wham. It's like you just drop a bomb on it. It's done.
Yep.
Because it starts getting a little cooler, and everybody switches to. I want to throw everything in the crock pot.
Yep. They switched to chili
We
and soups
we see
and
it every
chowders
year.
and
That's
oh,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Now,
then-
all the meats you guys do are smoked, right?
Yeah.
Chicken as well.
Yep.
Chicken as well. Yep.
Okay. What is there any secret to make the chicken tender and not hard, not dry? What would you guys would say?
So, a little something I learned a long time ago, and I do this with all of our meats. All of our meats are cooked in a foil pan on the smoker, so they're cooking in their own juice the entire time.
Which I know for some can be controversial, but we have really, really good results with it. So
Yep, we're still getting the smoke rings we want, and the taste in there we want, and then yeah, it's just you're not drying out that way.
Yeah, that's a tough part with chicken.
It
or
is.
really even turkey.
absolutely.
Or
Yeah.
any,
Yep.
the white.
Any bird.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with the brisket, I've seen a lot of times it'll come sliced. Like a sandwich has sliced brisket, and then some will be shredded or pulled.
Sure.
Yep.
I mean, what is there any sort of difference in that on how you're cooking it compared to how you're going to cut it, serve it, or whatnot?
Actually, yes, there is. If we're going to slice brisket, I'll take that to 200-ish. You can plus or minus that 5 degrees either way usually, and be okay. If I'm going to pull it, I'm going to 210 at least, 208 to 210.
But really about the same cooking time.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much same time, same process. From a catering standpoint, pulled like a sandwich will go a lot further than a sliced brisket will. I pretty much have to figure an extra third worth of brisket if we're slicing because
Sure.
it only goes so far.
Well, and that's a good point too, because some of that stuff, just call it what it is, kind of ends up wasted. You know,
Yeah.
I know I'm going to put more on my plate than
Absolutely.
I may or may not want.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially if you have all these other sides, you're working
Yep.
your way down,
Yep.
and then you get to the table and you have a whole mound.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
So
yeah.
definitely
Absolutely.
have some. I'm
Yeah.
sure gets wasted.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give you another tip on brisket too. So, and we've done this for a while too. Brisket is there's a lot of unknowns with brisket. Your timing can change, can be off, and then it throws your whole schedule off if you have to serve it that day. So I actually will cook it the day before and cool it down, and then warm it back up. So I'm controlling the time. I'm not having to rush it, and it's actually better.
Yep.
It's kind of like chili. It's
Yep.
actually better the next
The
day.
flavors settle in.
Yeah.
They really
I can
get
believe
really
that.
robust and fulfilled.
So
and, yep.
when you talk about cooking time being different, is there like an hour per pound, or like is there a ratio that gets used in there?
I'm
Or you
sure
just
there
gotta-
is.
Or you're setting that, you have, I assume with how much you do, you have the thermometer.
Yeah,
And
we have
it's
wireless
yeah.
probes
Yep.
as well, Bluetooth probes.
I feel like it's different for every brisket. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like anywhere from 10 hours to 16 hours, give or take, depending on the size of the brisket, depending on how
Yeah.
tough a cut of meat it was initially, from the animal that it came from.
Yeah,
And
we're
that's
usually like
just-
smoking
yeah.
8 to 10 hours, looking for that like 165 temp, and once they hit that, then we'll wrap them up and turn the temperature up on the smoker, and finish
What
them out
is
that
that?
way.
What is that temperature typically? What are you looking at if you're?
I run pretty hot. I'm like 300 degrees. or
Okay,
so.
that's what I was wondering.
I want to get it done, And that's going to be, most briskets are about 3 hours. Once you wrap them to the time they're done, it's another 3 hours. So you got a whole day in this thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
I love briskets.
Yeah,
Oh,
brisket's one of my
Oh, yeah.
favorites.
It's good.
Brisket and mac
flavor.
and cheese are about the two things of our food that I'll eat anymore.
Yeah, I can get down with some. You should have brought some mac and cheese.
I should have.
Go for that.
Me too.
That's
I
right.
tried their mac and cheese pizza with pulled pork.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, it was so good. One of
that's-
the best pizzas I've
yeah.
had.
Let's
Really.
talk about that real quick because I saw something of that in pizza. So where you, I think it was for one of the school districts.
Yep.
You were doing fundraiser or something, but. Yeah, so what's up with these pizzas, and where are you? Can you just get them? I
Yeah.
can call you and get a pizza.
We do usually keep a stock of them. It came about last fall. We're not a restaurant, so when we have extra food left over, we need a home for it. And just throwing it on Facebook saying we have this or that, people didn't really care. We started throwing on a pizza crust, and I kind of played off the food truck menu, and it just took off like wildfire. The first time we did it was right before Halloween, and we sold 125 frozen pizzas.
That's wild. Yes.
That's great.
So-
And you're taking your ingredients and putting that on top, and then you guys wrap them and freeze them?
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's
just
awesome.
launched a video on how to make the pizza
Yeah.
from beginning to end. They put a mac and cheese, then this sauce. Is
Yep.
it this sauce?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, then pulled pork on top, cheese. Man, it's
Yeah.
it was
It's really
good.
good.
Yep.
No, that's
It
awesome.
was very good. Man.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something. I'm like, how is he doing pizzas? What is
Yeah.
this? But,
I know.
And it took some brainstorming. We sat around and talked. We're like, I said, why not just throw it on a pizza? I said, everybody loves, you got taco pizzas and you got, all sorts of different things that people are wanting to try. If people eat pineapple on a pizza, why not
Yeah.
pulled pork on a pizza?
Yeah. And they do nachos. Or,
Right,
Those
absolutely.
are big things.
So just break it down and break down the
We
food
do have
truck
pulled
menu.
pork
And,
nacho pizza.
yeah.
Yeah.
Our base
yeah.
layer is nacho cheese and meat, and
Well, I was at the
Barbecue
Galva.
sauce.
You and I chatted quite often
Yeah.
at the Galva festivals. My daughter was a vendor there, and you'd be over there with the food truck. But
Yeah.
people would come out of those nachos.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Piled high.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely. I'm not a nacho guy, too messy and all of that. But I
okay.
was like,
Get it?
man, those things look amazing
They're-
and loaded to the brim.
they're our bestseller, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For people wanting to grill at home, not on a smoker, like
Okay.
just regular grill. What's your guys' take on if it should be a gas, charcoal, or wood? What do you think would make the best barbecue?
So I'm kind of a weird guy. I don't like the taste of charcoal. So I'm a gas guy, and I'm all about controlling my heat. And I usually am in a hurry because I'm not very patient sometimes, and want to get it
Says the
done.
guy who smokes.
I know, right?
I'm the opposite. When I was in college, I did nothing but charcoal grilling. It was Sunday afternoon, and we were starting the charcoal during the football game and letting it get nice and hot and getting the coals good, and then we'd throw the steaks on or the chicken on or whatever. And it was I was charcoal. I like a little bit of the char on the outside. He doesn't. So
Yeah.
differing
It's all
opinions.
preference.
Absolutely.
What about you, Lauren?
Yeah.
I have a lot of experience with both. I
Okay.
prefer the gas. I mean, if I want to go out, I'm like, we stay on the run. Here
Yeah.
I am for dinner. I don't want 40 minutes away for these coals. I love, you talk about Sunday football.
Yes,
we're here.
absolutely.
We're not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
If I got the time
Yeah.
and I'm there, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
but no, I'm
But I
going
get
to
it.
use the gas, get it going,
Yeah.
put it on. It's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm real big about on steaks, especially like put them on, and then I give like the rotate,
Oh yeah.
and then flip over and do that side the same.
You
I
want it
love
to look
those.
nice.
The marks.
Yeah, you get the crosshatch.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm all about them. I'm all about them.
The visual aesthetic really makes
Yeah,
it.
I'm a firm believer of it. So.
Steaks you guys don't do, right? Like for catering?
Not very often.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
a select few things we've done them for.
Yeah, we've done a few like rehearsal dinners, smaller events like that. It's just
Okay.
harder for us. Just again, we're not quite geared that way, but yeah, we've done it.
So if you guys are out traveling and taking a trip, do you
Sure.
guys you see? Do you tend to want to check out other barbecue places that you see, or do you tend to just kind of go and eat wherever, whatever?
That's a good question. I feel like
is.
it's all about the mood that honestly that he's in.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's like, that looks good, I'd like to try that, and then other days it's, nope, I want to go somewhere completely different. I want to go to everybody's favorite hole in the wall. Let's ask. So
Yeah, that's what I like when I
Yeah.
travel. I want to know some of those places.
yes,
Yep.
What's your guys' favorite food? Is it what you cook, or is there something
that's
else?
tough.
I think brisket's probably my favorite. My brisket.
Yes, I would say of what we cook, I would definitely pick brisket over the others. Yeah.
You ever smoke a big meatloaf?
I haven't done that yet,
Dude,
actually.
that's the way to my heart.
Yeah.
If you want to get into my heart, Phil. No, I love smoked meatloaf. I've had some of those where they smoke them. And
We've talked about it.
Yep.
We've talked about it a lot over the last probably year and a half. Just haven't quite pulled the trigger yet. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
You can call it the Lauren loaf.
There you go.
There we go.
Just put my staple on it.
Yeah.
Just do another brand, the double L brand.
I'm a sucker for meatloaf. If I could go to a place with totally expecting to get chicken or craving some wings, and I see they have meatloaf, I'm like, oh, I gotta get the
Yeah.
meatloaf.
Okay.
I have to.
So do you also break it down and critique it and
Yeah,
think about what you like?
I'm not going to go and do anything about it.
Right,
Like,
right.
put my own twist on it.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely, oh man, that was good, or could have added this. And,
Okay.
See, I'm not a veggie guy, so I usually don't order meatloaf out because I don't want like big chunks of onion and all that. Just give me meat.
You're just a
He likes the
carnivore.
flavor of
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
but he doesn't like the crunch.
Yeah, like
the
seasoning,
crunch of
like
a lot of it.
the
I love
seasoning,
it.
salt and stuff. I like that, but
Yeah.
for the onion powder, just don't give me the real thing.
So you guys do a lot of caterings, a lot of weddings every year.
We do.
Tell us a little bit about that. What people usually want or expect for their wedding when it comes to catering?
Menu wise, we do a lot of pork and chicken. Brisket's in there if they have the budget for it. Brisket again is the highest, most costly meat we have. Mac and cheese is on 99% of our menus that
Yeah.
go
Mac
out
and
the
cheese
door.
is very popular.
It just kind of depends. We're a little different in the fact that we don't hold them to like pick 2 entrees and pick 3 sides, and you build your menu whatever you want, whatever sounds good, and we'll give you a price per person based on that. We can fine tune it as we go.
And the price that he gives is the price that you pay. It's not, here's the base price, and then if you want extra services, this is the extra cost. It's the price that he gives you is the price that they pay, period.
Which is what you want
So,
when you're trying to plan
yes.
an event or
Yes.
a wedding. Or
I want to know, okay, bottom line, what am I going to have to pay? What am I going to have to save for? That's what they're thinking. They don't want to try and figure all the extras. So he goes over all that.
I've never added in gratuity. I feel like we earn that. I shouldn't be telling you what you owe.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't play that game. It's gotten us this far, so
Yeah. Why don't we hit on this too? You guys have talked about, you put together a checklist to not even just so much for your food, but hey, you got this wedding reception
Yep.
going on. Here's some important things to consider. Why don't you talk a little bit about that list and how
Sure.
you guys came up with that?
So as we've gotten busier, it just became harder to keep everything straight. And what are we going to need for this job? And what are we going to need for that? Okay, what are the basics that we take to every single catering event, regardless of what it is? So it could be anything from napkins, extra napkins, the dispensers, the squeeze bottles, how many chafers we're going to need, just making sure that we have the fuel for them, the lighters for them, our business cards, our utensils set, our serving stuff that we take, and how much of those we're going to need. Salad dressings for your appetizers, salad dressings for your salad if you have it. Just all the little things that occasionally or at one point in time or another that we've forgotten and we've had to run out and grab at a Walmart or
and by we, she usually means me. So I got a lot going on. I don't remember everything.
And that list will continue to grow. You'll run
Absolutely.
into something in the next month or two. And
Oh,
go,
yeah.
"Hey, add that to the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been modified. I bet half a dozen times since we've come out with it. But it also makes it easier when we've got multiple weddings on the same day. We've got 2 sheets basically for each event. The sheet with the menu items and what they're going to have listed, and then the checklist. And then they fill out those items on the checklist. When something is done and finished and up to temp and ready to go, we can wrap it, load it in the van inside the Cambros. They mark it off, cross it off. They know it's done. That way everybody's on the same page. The girls aren't running back and forth, like chickens with their heads cut off any more than normal.
Sure.
And because we all are, it gets busy. We're all on different time schedules and trying to figure out when different things are going to be done. So it just makes it a lot easier for everybody to be able to glance at it and know.
Well, and
things
efficiency is key. I've
Yes.
worked a ton of different events and catering and things like that. And it used to drive me nuts. There'd be some people, they're the busiest person.
Yeah.
They are running around constantly on the go, but they're not accomplishing
Doing
really
anything,
much
yeah.
of
Right.
anything. And it drives me nuts.
Yes.
Like, dude,
Yep.
why don't you just get one task for this person?
Absolutely.
Because they're
Yeah.
not. So that's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's something too, as far as catering, and you don't have to say who or what, but there has to have been a good catering nightmare that you have kind of come, or even if it was something you guys butchered or something, but there's got to be something good there, right?
So many people ask that question, and really, there's not.
What could go wrong?
I can think of one.
What
I
could
can think of one
possibly
close
go
one.
wrong?
There's so many things that can go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But one close one, it's actually happened just in the last year. So the bride and the groom wanted to release their own tables, which is great. Awesome. It's a personal touch. It's fantastic. They go around all their tables. However, it did take longer than normal. So we had people, all of a sudden my staff's going, hey, this person's come up for the third time. I'm like, what? Yeah, they're filling their plate for the third time. And I thought, oh my goodness, we're going to, you don't want to run out of food. We pack for extra, of course, but we want to make sure everybody gets through the line first before we announce to come up for seconds. And I'm thinking, my gosh, like if everybody else starts coming up, like, the little dingers inside your head start going off and you're thinking, oh crap, we had plenty of food. It was fine. But it's just the little things that kind of scare you. You feel like you're going to have a stroke about 3 times a night, and then it's fine.
No, that's a really good touch. But I could see exactly where that would go wrong. Because everyone wants to talk to you and tell you, and then it's 22 minutes later, you're at the same first table.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so everybody else thinks, oh, well, okay, there's no line. I might as well go back up for more. I get it. I do. Yeah. I don't blame them.
Right. I'm hungry, man.
But from a food perspective, you're like, oh, shoot.
Right.
Yeah. What is your guys' capacity? What's the max amount of people you guys can handle in an event?
Well,
what was the largest event you guys have catered?
a couple different answers to that. Biggest one was 1,500 people in a day.
Wow.
That was 2 shifts. That was actually here in town. To wedding-wise, well, for instance, the last 2 weekends in May and our first weekend in June are Saturdays alone. Each of them are about 1,000 people at 3 different weddings at the same time.
So
Wow.
we've done
1,000 total.
Yeah, we've done like 920, 930 all previously in a day at 3 separates. So
Whoa. How does the logistics
I
look
was just
like?
going to say the amount of logistics that goes
Yeah.
into that day is it's
yeah,
2 to 3 weeks of planning.
yeah, and it even down to which hot boxes, which Cambros are we going to use, and which size pans are we going to use for each event, and how many of those we have, and what will fit into each size Cambro. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And
Do you
make
guys
sure-
ever just think back when you started this, and like how kind of young and dumb, if you
yeah.
you probably were.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And now you're talking about planning this thoroughly.
Like he said,
yeah.
this was literally supposed to be just a side gig. Like I was going to nursing school. When I got my job, this was cool. This was going to fill in, if we could get 3 or 4 jobs a month, that'd be great. It'll fill in the gaps while I'm not working as much until I get a nursing job. And now it's both of our full-time jobs.
And you're booked out
So,
a year.
yes.
Or
More.
Booked out
plus.
2.
I was
We
gonna say,
have weddings booked for 27.
That is wild.
Yeah.
26, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
26.
yeah.
People
that's
wanting
wild.
to, get information for 27, but
And it's taken years. We've told people for several years, if you want us, you've got to book us sooner than later.
2 years in advance.
Yeah.
at least a year.
I've had a few for 27 already
Yeah.
inquire.
Yeah.
That's nice, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I should book you for 27, and maybe by then I'll have someone to marry.
That's kind of putting yourself on a timeline.
Yeah, I don't know.
mean,
maybe
that's
maybe I need a
setting the date,
deadline.
right?
Something like that will help me.
Maybe we got some staff we could set you up
Yeah.
with to just
Yeah.
help it all.
Full service.
Yep. We do have one of our staff members getting married this summer, though, so that's exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And are they having you do the
They are
That's
actually,
even-
yeah.
that's
So
cool.
we blocked the whole rest of the day out so we can all be there and all
that's
have a
cool.
good time, and
Good.
we're excited.
What would you say for people that wants to follow the same path as you guys, start a barbecue catering business, and what advice would you give to them? starting out?
And maybe not even just barbecue, like you know,
Just a food business.
yeah, food truck. You've done
it's expensive.
For food business, it's expensive. You need to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Talk to your local health department. Don't try to fly under their radar and get in trouble. And it's expensive.
Yeah.
40 weddings to 50 weddings a year is awesome. And, you know, there's a big shiny number at the end of all of those, but there's a big big bad number on our end of that thing.
Yeah.
That, you know, everybody thinks this is all fun and games till it comes right down to it.
Yeah.
It's work.
No,
So a lot of
very
work.
much.
My days are 16-hour days. Like those big Saturdays, it'll be almost 24 hours.
Yeah.
By the time we get started till the time we're done doing dishes, it'll be a
Right.
very, very long day.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're starting out, what's the most important thing you need to have? The smoker? Is that?
I feel like just
Consistency and a good product.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'll take you a
get
long
your
ways.
product
That's what's
nailed down
taken ours a
first.
long
Yeah.
ways.
For you
And I
guys
feel
to get your first customers, how was it? Word of mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we
probably.
really didn't advertise on anything. Word of mouth, and we'd throw a few things out on Facebook. That was it for the first 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Really.
And we're still a lot of word of mouth.
And yeah, it was 98% word of mouth and referrals, which was great, but it can help you or hurt you. I mean, at the same time, if you don't put out a good product, if you don't put out good service, people aren't going to call, and
No.
people are going to say, yeah, I wouldn't, or they're going to say, oh my gosh, you got to call these people.
Yeah, we had it at so and so's wedding, and
Yeah,
it was
Yep.
absolutely.
Here's 300 people
Yeah.
about to,
Yes.
to give their little judging on
And it's
you,
either
right?
going to be a great referral or it's going to be a terrible referral.
And in
And you-
weddings, that's usually
Yeah.
what happens. Almost
Absolutely.
everybody talks about the food.
Oh
if it's
yeah,
good or not.
that's true.
Yep,
That's true.
good or bad, you're going to
Who
be the
cares how the
topic.
bride and groom looks? Did you try that food?
I feel like just being patient and not trying to get too big too fast. I think that's where a lot of people, even in the restaurant business, you know, they want to grow and they want to expand, which is great, but you've got to have your bottom line fulfilled first. You've got to be able to, the business has to be self-sustaining before you can really branch out and grow. And so financially, that's hard to do. I mean, we did a lot of everything by ourselves, just he and I. Like I said, we were up long hours and both working basically 2 jobs, working our regular jobs and or school and the barbecue business, trying to get it off the ground and get it going. And you know, we used savings of our own and put into it. We paid ourselves back first slowly. We bought a lot of used stuff. We bought a lot of old stuff and fixed it up and cleaned it up. So I mean, we used a lot of old stuff before we really branched out and got bigger.
Well, and that's so important too, and we see it in all different types of businesses in
Yeah.
general. You know, they come out guns blazing,
Absolutely.
and then you even see this grand opening, and
Yep.
people come, and it's a complete debacle because
Yeah.
they weren't prepared staff-wise or
Yep.
food-wise. You get one crack at this.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, you really
Yep.
do.
Yep.
So yeah, if you guys have done a tremendous job, I remember I'm guessing one of your first few. This would have been a long time ago at Lions Club. You had catered
Oh, yeah.
the Galesburg Noon Lions Club. I know
Yeah.
that was in your
Yeah.
very
Yep.
early stages.
It was early.
Yep.
And we were all like, "Where is this from?" You know, like
Yeah.
this is good. So you definitely had a good product, you know, and consistent with what you're saying. That's huge.
Thanks.
You know? Yeah.
And it helps that he knows he likes things that not everybody else likes too. So it's different. It's a different flavor. It's a different taste. And we know we're not going to appeal to everybody out there, but you know, because we're different, I feel like it's been enough, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Now, guys, talk a little bit about this. I didn't know it was 0 calorie. Is that 0 calories?
But that's just seasoning, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just seasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, don't look at the sugar, but
Yeah.
Now I have to.
I know. No,
What about these ones?
Oh, it's still not
it's
terrible.
it's not awful.
No,
but
you're
yeah.
good.
But yeah,
you're
gotta have a little sweetness in there.
Sure.
We launched our sweet and at the time sweet heat sauces in 2015, January 1st, 2015. Went into local stores, and again, it was another thing that just took off like wildfire. And we honestly, we couldn't stay on top of it.
Yeah.
With doing,
So you have these in stores?
they're,
or
yep.
something?
Right now we're in Hy-Vee's in Galesburg, looking to branch out into more stores.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Yep, and we kind of took a step back from the sauce side of things. As we grew, just catering's where the money was. It wasn't in a bottle of barbecue sauce.
And we didn't have the time at that point in the business. He and I didn't have time to go set up everywhere to sample it, to push the sauce, to encourage the growth.
Right.
So we were in a lot of places, but it was really hard for just he and I to get everywhere to restock it, to push it again. So sales fell off a little bit there. Just we didn't have the infrastructure set up at the right time to make sure that we could really, really push it and succeed. And things are better now, and we've got more staff now that we've got the availability to do that again. So we're kind of trying to branch back out again.
Yeah.
When you guys have your food laid out, like, do you guys have the sauce already in your pulled pork, or just leave on the side?
Sauce is always on the side.
Okay.
Yep.
It's seasoned, not sauced. We really feel like the meat stands on its own. Not that we don't want to push the sauce, but I want people to be able to taste the amazing flavors that he has in those meats and the things that he's worked for. And the sauce adds to that. It intensifies it. But we also don't want to cover up what's already good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just don't put ketchup on my meat, please. We've had some people want to do that. I'm
He
like,
cries.
really?
Yeah. Ketchup's so funny to me.
Yeah.
I don't-
Ketchup is so common in Brazil, and here
It
it's
is?
not that much. Like, here people eat ketchup with fries and burger, right?
Yeah.
In Brazil, like, if you go to a pizza place, on the table there will be ketchup and olive
Okay.
oil.
Okay.
It's completely different than
Okay.
here.
Nice.
Your face.
That's interesting.
Ketchup to me is like for a tater tot. Like, that's about
Yeah.
it.
Like, your pizza, I didn't need ketchup for that pizza because
Perfect.
there was barbecue
All right.
sauce.
Yeah.
But, the same way that it was barbecue sauce, I could put ketchup if there was a
So if
barbecue.
you order pizza at home, you're getting ketchup out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't eat, like, cheese pizza with no ketchup on it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I will say, like a
See, I'll
cardboard,
put hot sauce on pizzas. I mean,
That too.
I
Yeah.
can relate.
like a heapy cheapy cardboard pizza, ketchup and mustard on those.
Really?
Oh yeah.
See, mustard, I
yeah.
can.
Yeah, mustard it for sure.
Yeah.
We've bought like the cardboard pizzas. We want to fix it up. We'll throw some of our barbecue sauce on it and some more cheese over the top of it. That's kind of what sparked the idea. I'm like, we used to throw our sauce on a cardboard pizza. Why not make our own pizza? But yeah, throw a little sauce on there, even some mustard. If you get like a bacon cheeseburger frozen pizza, right?
Yeah.
So you throw
Ketchup.
some mustard,
Yep.
throw some barbecue
Oh, yeah.
sauce
Yeah.
or ketchup, but we want barbecue sauce, and then throw some extra cheese over the top. You're set.
Yeah.
It dresses up a frozen pizza. And,
Yeah, like
You know.
pepperoni pizza. You gotta have ketchup with pepperoni pizza. How do you eat pepperoni pizza
I'll
without
try
ketchup?
it.
I would try it. I would try it.
I'm a sauce guy on pizza
Yeah.
too, like all kinds of weird stuff too. So I get it.
Oh yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
And when I got to the U.S., I started liking ranch. We don't have
I was
ranch
gonna say
in
that's
Brazil.
definitely a Midwest
Ranch.
thing.
I love ranch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have that in Brazil, but I love ranch.
Right.
I eat ranch with anything, tacos,
Yeah.
pizza.
So the ketchup, are you putting its cold ketchup on the warm pizza?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're on the same
You want me
page.
to warm up?
He's still just trying to grasp the concept
Yeah.
here.
I'll
Really?
try it,
He's
though.
trying to
You
wrap
want
his
me to
brain.
warm up the ketchup? Or
That's what, I didn't know you're putting it on and then baking it. Comes out like a glazed meatloaf.
no, that wouldn't
I
be
don't know.
No.
Man, we need to get you out a little bit. I think.
Yeah. So what? I don't know. What else we can talk about? You got the pizzas. How can someone go about getting those?
But basically, you order on our website. There's a banner at the top of our homepage or the shop page. You can order through there as well.
How do they get to me?
So we're not shipping pizzas yet.
Yeah.
I don't
Sure.
know that we ever will.
Yeah.
We pretty much just set a date, a futuristic date. They'll be ready. Pickup will be this time and date. Come pick them up
Cool.
at our place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it the same with the sauces? Like
Yes.
if people order online, people
Yep.
can
Those,
buy online,
those
right?
will ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're shipping. We're still trying to get nailed down as to what's going to be the most cost effective for us and for the customer. It's just rough because it's heavy.
Shipping's
You
our
know?
our hardest thing right now with
Yeah.
selling
Yeah.
online. Is
Yeah.
shipping is just horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you're gonna pay, because you want to make sure it gets there, so you're not just sending it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Shipping is. Yeah.
But to
Well-
finish answering your question, the pizzas right now are going to $5 from every pizza, so 25%. Pizzas are $20. $5 of every pizza goes to the Rova High School band there in Oneida. They have been honored with going to Disney to play at Disney this summer. So we wanted to make sure that they didn't have to work quite so hard at going to enjoy such a neat honor. And
Good.
so
Yeah. So you can
Yeah,
help
it's-
out a cause.
Absolutely.
And at the same time,
Yep.
you get
And
a
we're-
great
Yeah.
pizza.
it was both of our home high schools, so we're we're excited to try and give back a little bit and help them out.
Good.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, we sure appreciate you guys coming and catching up with us and sharing your journey. You guys are doing a great job. I truly hope wish you the best, and I know you guys will continue to grow, especially as you're
Very
booked
much.
into 26 already. So
It's crazy.
yeah, keep it up, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much. Appreciate you
guys,
having us on.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Phil and Jo Hennenfent with Henn House BBQ, guys. It's another episode of the Talk About It podcast. I'm Lauren Fulmer.
I'm Victor Dantas.
And you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching this episode of the Talk About It podcast.
I'm Victor Dantas.
I'm Lauren Fulmer.
And we would encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell. It's going to be right below the video. So
Hit the bell.
so you know when the next episode is up. All
We
right?
appreciate all the support.
Thank you.